good evening, everyone. My name is Ayushman Nag, and I'm from Grow Junction. So right now we have with us Mohak Savla from IIM Kozhikode. Hello, Mohak. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Ayushman?
I'm also pretty good, pretty good. So Mohak, can you give the audience a brief introduction about yourself?
Yes. My full name is Mohak Savla, and currently I'm studying in doing my MBA from IIM Kozhikode in PGP LSM program. Before that, I have done bachelor's in law from NLU Patiala. So that's my brief education background. And apart from that, I have also worked with couple of law firms in Mumbai in banking and finance segment. Thereafter, I have also worked for a startup called Compliance OK, and for them, I'm currently also associated with them and working on a product called Bill OK.
Oh, that's great. So Mohak, as you mentioned that from the background of law, you have stepped into the field of MBA. So, why was this sudden shift?
It wasn't a sudden shift, it was always back in my mind. So before choosing law, also there was I had the plan beforehand itself that I always wanted to go into the entrepreneurial segment or into the business line. And at that point of time, I thought that law would be the better option because I wanted to specialize in business laws, and I did that because I thought that business laws will help me to understand the legalities around the business in a better manner. And after working with these startups and everything, I thought that MBA would be the next uh, better step in that line forward itself. And this is the reason why I chose to do law and then MBA.
Oh, that's a pretty well versed and a pretty thoughtful decision that you have taken. So, coming from that background and then starting afresh in this completely new field. So, how has been the journey? Like, how was the experience?
I would say it's not a completely fresh journey. It's a continuation because as I have like my specialization was in business laws itself. So over there we were understanding businesses, but from a legal perspective. Over here we are understanding business from another perspective. So it's just a change of perspective, but the things are ultimately the same. Base is the same, just the perspective is being changed over here, and so far so good, and the journey is amazing in IIM Kozhikode. So yes.
Okay. So, for you, as you said that it is not completely fresh, it's a continuation. So, yeah, and you also said that you have been working with some firms, for in your previous background. So, from that, and then you had to definitely prepare for CAT examination. So that does require a lot of, hours of studying and preps, then GDPI. So, how did you manage, managing all that?
I think COVID was a blessing in disguise for me because due to COVID, as businesses were shut down for a very long time, and as everything was shifted to work from home pattern. So when I was working from home, so from normal circumstances, I was getting a bit extra time because I was at my home itself. So that helped me a lot, and this is how I managed to take out my time after my working hours and before working hours. And as I was working with a startup, so my working hours were pretty flexible, so that wasn't a problem. So I used to manage it. So this is how the journey went. If things were in the normal circumstances, then it might would have been a bit more challenging, but for me the path was smooth in that way.
Okay. So, since you have been a part of this institution now, so in order to get even shortlisted for an institution like IIM, I believe an overall profile evaluation gets done, not just the marks. So, like, what else do you think that a candidate should do before applying for CAT, so that when the person is at least clearing the benchmark of the marks, what are the additions that are needed to get shortlisted?
Yes. So yeah, as you told, and it's well known in the MBA segment itself that you need to have an overall profile to get into a good B school. So, in my personal opinion, I feel that after completing your undergraduation, you need to have a little bit of experience. Not just that from the perspective of getting some extra scores for while you are applying into the college, but your learning experience also increases during your college period. And coming to the other points, like work experience, fetch you some extra marks while applying to B schools. Having good grades in your 10th and 12th grade helps you over there. Even your undergrad scores help you out there. And all the extracurricular activities and all the achievements which you have achieved in your life, basically all these things are being taken care of, or they are being looked while taking a candidate or selecting a candidate by the B schools, because B schools need an overall personality or a person who have worked in every sphere of life and who has been consistent throughout his life. Like um, he has been consistent through his 10th, 12th, graduation, and the other facets of the life as well. So everything needs to be taken care of. It's not just one exam through which you can get into a good B school, but it is a consistency throughout your life which can get you into the B school. So this is how, if you are planning for an MBA, then you should not just focus on your exams, but on other aspects of your life or your profile as well.
Okay. So Mohak, as we have discussed right now, the overall profile evaluation, and you have mentioned that how WorkX can, add to a lot of your pros basically, and make sure that your chances increase of getting shortlisted. So, like, is there any benchmark, like minimum how many years of WorkX or like how many months of WorkX are required to at least cross this benchmark?
So basically, every college has their different parameters for gauging the work experience of the candidates. While I was applying, so uh, what I have seen that approximately the 2 to 3 years or 24 to 36 months is something which is an you can say the optimum or the optimal kind of a work experience which a candidate can look for and can score maximum marks in that segment.
Okay, so roughly 2 years to 3 years. That's what we're looking for in the in work experience. Okay, so
Yes.
after you have said that because of your flexible work hours, you have been able to manage studies and the work simultaneously. So, like, what are certain like your tricks or tips that you would like to share that help you, like, in managing both, or like cracking the CAT examination, like just the uh, just the subject wise, or like the examination wise, like certain tricks of it.
Uh, yes, I would say that consistency is the key to clear these exams. It's not like just before the exam you are studying very hard or you are like putting extra efforts for the last month or last 2 months. If you are consistent, like if you are daily, if you are able to give 2 to 3 hours on a consistent basis, or on some days even 1 to 2 hours, but that should be consistent enough. And if you do that, so I think 6 to 8 months are good enough with consistency. You just don't have to focus on like don't devote yourself for the exam also, then it's easy to clear. So the people who are preparing for this exam just when they are in the college and they are not working professionals, so for them it's easy to give or devote a lot of time just before the exam, so they can do that. But for the working professionals, a 6 to 8 month time period is an optimum time period with a consistency that can help them to clear the exam. This was my take, which I've seen.
Okay. So after getting shortlisted, not just for IIM Kozhikode, but I believe there were multiple also, these schools on your list. But then comes the next hurdle, that is the GDPI, and also in some colleges they have VAT as well. So how did you prepare for that?
Yeah. So I would say like my undergrad college has helped me a lot. Coming from a legal fraternity, over there we have moot court competitions and other stuff. So by default, in oratory skills, they have prepped me enough in my undergrad itself that I was prepared for the GDPI and the interviews beforehand itself. And coming to the writing ability test, again my college helped me because we have a lot to read. Like we have to go through a lot of judgments and a lot of writing in our undergrad itself. So on my personal level, I didn't have to go through a lot of grinding for the GDPI or interview or VAT for that purpose. And when I was giving, so that was a pandemic year, that was the peak of the year. So due to that, VAT and GDPI were cancelled. Only interviews were going on. I'm not sure what's the situation right now, but right now, if GDPI and other things are also there, so the best thing is that you know the people who are also preparing with you, so you can just make study groups with them and have mock GDs with them, or you can turn by turn take mock interviews with your colleagues itself or your peer group. So that should suffice.
Okay, that's a great insight. Um, so after getting into the your institution, then it has been like how many months like now since you have been a part of this? 6 months, I guess, 6 or 7 months.
Yeah.
So how has been the ride?
It has been amazing because it's like a dream come true to get into admission in such a good B school. So yeah, like it has been a roller coaster. Like there has been a lot of grinding hours as well, a lot of fun as well. I got the opportunity to meet a lot of new people coming from different backgrounds. As I come from a law background, so I got to know to people coming from versatile professional backgrounds, and a lot of people were working professionals, so they have their stories how they made it through it, how was their working or professional life before. So there was a lot of learnings. There is a lot of peer-to-peer learnings in these B schools, and the teaching methodology is completely different. It's more on the practical side, as case study base of study, like case study are being used for the for the study purposes. So that makes a completely different experience altogether, which I've seen in my undergrad or in my school. So it's a completely new way of studying things, completely new way of looking at things. Like it changes your entire perspective of gauging a thing. So yeah, it has been a great journey so far.
So like uh, it is said that the 2 years of the MBA or the PGDM course, they're like supposed to be like extremely hectic. It's like a hustle altogether. So I believe the past 6 7 months were also a part of that hustle. So like as you said that case study based learnings, project based learnings were also there. So and obviously there is like a peer to peer learning as well. So what are the new things that you would say that you have picked up till now, which you didn't know before, or something that has intrigued you?
Yes. So the first thing, definitely, the change of perspective, which I mentioned earlier also. So initially, I was just looking things from a narrow perspective, now, but now it has like broadened my horizon to evaluate particular things from different angles, and the decision making skills have been definitely improved with, I would say, in my case, to 3 to 5x times from my past experience, because there is a kind of strategy, there is a kind of strategic mindset, and again, like how you look at things and how you interpret them. So those skills are very crucial, which one gets from B school. And there are other skills as well, like learning from your peers, learning from your environment. A self-learning process is also there. So these all things have added up after coming to the B school, and definitely they are helping me grow in my professional terms and in my individual capacity as well.
Okay, that's really great to hear. So Mohak, since your journey was basically overall till now seems like a roller coaster ride for you. So, what are the struggles that you would say that you had to go through to reach to this particular, the day to day, like until this? What were the struggles that you would say that helped you?
I think I won't say they were struggles because somewhere down the line I was passionate about what I was doing. So I feel when you are passionate about something, so the things which you are going through, they don't seem like a hurdle or struggle per se. If you think that something is a struggle or hurdle in your mind, then those things become hard to achieve. And when you have passion or when you have a dream for it, then things become comparatively easier. And like the struggle also seems like a happy going journey. So it's easy to cross that channel when you have a positive mindset about it. So I won't say I have to go through a lot of struggle, but yeah, I was passionate about what I was doing. So my path was easy in those terms.
So basically, it's like a game of the mindset. Like the amount of dedication you're having, the easier the journey gets.
Yes.
So, so Mohak, you know, all your successes and everything, they're like great, but there must have been like certain, downs also, which in return help you grow in some way or the other. So, like, what were those things?
Yes. So while preparing, sometime I used to feel that whether I would be able to make it or not. So you have those second thoughts. But during that time, I feel your friend circle helps you a lot. So I always had my family with me, my friends with me. So whenever I used to feel down, I always used to approach them with the problems which I was facing. So sometimes those ups and downs are not just because of the external environment, but sometimes they are emotional as well. So during that time, your family and friends helps you a lot. So just keep them with you all the time, give them enough time, and yeah, they will help you to sail through whatever problems or struggles you are having in your life.
That's very well said, Mohak. Thank you so much for that information. That I wouldn't call it an information, but I would call it to some extent a life lesson kind of a thing. So thank you so much. Like, and emotional support, I think, is something which we all require at some point of time. So that's really great. Coming back to your college again, Mohak. So it offers a single specialization, I believe.
No. Currently, for the PGP program, it has the PGP core program, then PGP Finance, and PGP in Liberal Studies in Management. So I'm pursuing PGP in Liberal Studies in Management. So these are the three programs which are being offered by college right now.
Like, can you give a small brief about like what is the difference between the three courses and like what is the thing that you are doing right now?
Yes. So the PGP core program is just like any other MBA which all the good B schools are being giving. The second one is PGP Finance. It's more focused towards the finance side of the thing, the specialization. The name itself suggests that it's more focused towards finance. And the last one is PGP in Liberal Studies and Management. So this is the first of its kind program launched in India by a B school, and now other B schools are now also opting for this. Uh, and this program was initiated by Harvard in the year 2016-17. So this is a brainchild of them. And in India, it's a brainchild of IIM K to take this course up. And basically, this course is focused towards the not just to the qualitative, but not just towards the quantitative, but to the qualitative aspects as well. So it brings all the things together. Like as the name suggests, it's a liberal studies in management. So it tries to bring not just the management subjects, but the amalgamation of management subjects with the social subjects as well. And it tries to enhance your thinking process. the way you think towards the society or towards a decision making. So this is its more focused towards. And yeah, so mine is the second batch. uh, so the journey for this course has been great till now, and my seniors are doing great
Okay.
in this
So like
course.
for our viewers like who still don't have much idea about the particular course that you're doing, so like to bring things in on a very simple and like like layman terms. So what are the future prospects you would say that a person can have through this particular course?
So the future prospects are, I would say, very similar to any normal MBA program or an MBA graduate person will have, and it's just the difference in the implementation how you are doing, and as the opportunities. So the opportunities are immense, because right now the people are not only focusing towards the companies, or say the corporates are not just focused towards the qualitative aspect of the decision making, not just on the quantitative aspect of the decision making, but also on the qualitative aspect of the decision making. And this is where uh, the people from this background helps them to take good decisions or become good leaders, I would say. So the opportunities are similar, but I would like they are similar or at par with MBA, but I would say more than that also, because those opportunities are always available, but there are certain more opportunities which you will get just because of this course, because it adds up the value to it.
Okay, so you were saying that the job roles that are usually available through the usual PGDM or MBA courses, a person who is pursuing the liberal studies, if am I saying it correct? Yeah,
Yes, yes,
yeah.
yes.
So PGP in liberal studies, a person is pursuing that. He or she is eligible for the previous job roles plus some more, like because it's a bit more in depth. If I'm
Yes,
being correct. Okay,
yes, yes, yes.
that's a really great insight. So like, what are the subjects that are there in this particular course?
So the subjects are all the subjects very similar to the core MBA program, and there has been the addition of subjects from the leadership perspective and from the societal perspective. So, for example, currently I am studying Gandhian leadership. So usually in a normal MBA program, you would find a leadership subject, but we have like an additional subject in terms of Gandhian leadership. So this is a kind of addition which you will find over there. So in normal MBA program, there are qualitative research methods. We have like sorry quantitative research method, but we have quantitative research methods as well. So this is an addition which we are learning. So these are the examples of few subjects which are adding on to it,
Okay,
to a learning curve.
great. So as we are more or less, nearing our closing segment, so like any like advice or like suggestions that you would like to give to the new aspirants of the MBA life, like the people who are planning to do it.
Yes. Uh, if you are planning to pursue MBA, or if you are pursuing like preparing for the MBA exam, so if your passion lies over there and if your heart says that, then only do it. Because if you're passionate enough, then the journey will be very smooth. Otherwise the journey will become full of struggles and hurdles and you won't enjoy it. So whatever decisions you are taking, just take it from your passion and from your heart, so that your journey will become smooth and you will enjoy that journey. So these are my parting thoughts for the people who are preparing, and all the best for your interviews and the future exams which you're planning to give.
Very well said. Not very well said. And lastly, like, what are your views on Grow Junction? Like, have you like, what are the views upon the app or the thing that they are doing?
I think the initiatives taken by the Grow Junction are very great, because I feel that during my time, if this app or the app and the app, like the website was there, it would have been a very helping, it would have been a very helping hand to me. But yeah, so I feel that the people who are giving or who are preparing now, so they have an additional advantage of using your platform. And I feel it's adding a lot of value to the people who are using it, and it's making their journey very smoother in terms of learning curve.
Uh, Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your kind words, Mohak. It was a lovely, good, insightful session that, not just me, but I would say that on behalf of Grow Junction, we had with you. Thank you so much for that. And with that, that's a wrap. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, Mohak.
Thank you, Ayushman. Thank you. Thank you for having me.